Srinivas, so what do you mean by the consignment process?
I don't.
Okay, what about Sukanya? Consignment process. Sneha?
No idea, Mansa.
Okay, what about Manish?
I think it is more related to supply chain management, like sending our good to the vendor, and he will take care of related something.
Okay. See, just give you one example. Okay. See, consignment process, it's nothing but it is also a one type of the special procurement. Okay. Already we have learned about the subcontracting process, right? So that is also a special procurement. So consignment process, it is a type of special procurement where we procure the material from the vendor, okay, like the bulk material, like you can take like the 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 materials like that to our premises, but the actual ownership lies with the vendor only. Okay, until unless we utilize the material, so the actual owner will be the vendor. Okay, I'll just share my screen and just give you the broad overview. Okay, so I've done one flow chart, so where you will get the idea. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, what will happen? We'll do the normal process, okay, and the material and the vendor, and then we have to do the PIR, and then we have to do the PO also, okay. Just I'll tell you about the overview to understand about the consignment process. What will happen based on the PO copy? What vendor will do? Vendor will deliver the material to our store. I mean to consignment store, okay. So here we'll do the normal transaction only. That is the MyGo, okay. So the materials will be in the consignment store, but the actual owner lies with the vendor. Okay. Until and unless we'll utilize the material, the actual ownership will lies with the vendor only. Okay. From the consignment store, we can transfer the material to our store, and then directly we can transfer the material to the production purpose also. Okay. When we are transferring the material from consignment store to our store, then only we need to pay to the vendor. Okay, until and unless will until the vendor will be the actual owner. Okay, so this I'll explain you later also. Just I'll give you one more example. Okay, see, okay. Okay, see, yeah, in a big project, what will happen? Will require 20 to 30,000 of the cement bags, right, for the construction. Or just imagine. So for the construction things, will you require the 20,000 to 30,000 cement bags. Okay, so what we'll do? So that time we'll send the PO copy to the vendor. So vendor also will deliver the 20,000 cement bags to the consignment store. This is the project site. You can consider this is the project site. Okay, from this project type, whenever we require the material for the production thing or else for the product for our own store, we can transfer the material. Okay, once we use the material from the consignment store to different purpose, then only we have to pay to the vendor, until and unless vendor will be the owner. Okay, once we use the material, that time we need to do the payment for the used materials. For example, take, so vendor will deliver. Okay, I'll send 10,000 20,000 PO copy to the vendor. Vendor also will deliver the 20,000 cement bags to the consignment store. Okay, in this 20,000 cement bags, I'll utilize only 10,000 cement bags. Okay, whatever the materials I'll use, right, the 10,000 bags, I will pay only to those bags. Okay, for example, for the in a 20,000 bags, I can utilize 5,000 for on store also, and then the other 5,000 for the production purpose also. Okay, the remaining 10,000. For example, also you utilize 15,000 cement bags. Okay, only have to pay 15,000 cement bags price. Okay, the remaining whatever the leftover quantity is there, if it's not useful for your construction purpose or something like that, you can transfer back to the vendor. Okay, don't need to pay the amount to the remaining quantity. So what happens, it will control the wastage also, and you can reduce the wasting the cement quantity also. Okay, and I can give you one more example. Okay, I'll just show you later that one. See what happened. I'll give you real time example. Okay, what happens in a showroom? Who will be the actual owner for the car manufacturer like that? If you go to the showroom, there will be lots of car and bikes. Everything will be available, right? Who is the actual owner? Manish?
Showroom one.
Not sure.
Showroom owner.
Showroom owner or the manufacturer or the investor,
Manufacturer.
right?
Manufacturer.
You can
Alright.
take manufacturer only. So there are a number of the cars are available, but actual owner lies with the manufacturer, right? But the what retailer will do? Retailer will sell the cars, right? Once he sells the car, then only he will pay to the manufacturer, right? Until and unless ownership lies with whom?
Manufacturer.
Yes, that is a simple example. Once they sell the vehicle to the customer, then only they have to pay to the main vendor or else the main manufacturer. Okay, this will consider as a consignment process. It is a special procurement process. Okay, understood? Or any doubt about the consignment process?
This consignment store is in it is available, or like it is physical, or like it is only in the
Physical only. See, in a warehouse, you will not aware like how many stores will be available. See, based on the business requirement, for the special procurement purpose also, they will make the stores like that. Okay, in the business requirement, even we don't know like how the exactly the stores will look. Okay, but in a plant, you will be having the stores. Okay, different number of the stores where the storage locations and everything will be available. But when it comes to special procurement, will receive the goods from the vendor, but will not use will not use that material. Okay, the ownership lies with the vendor only. Until and unless we'll use the material, the ownership lies with the vendor.
but once whenever we take the GR,
Hmm.
then we can issue the goods
Hmm.
or whatever,
Hmm.
and then there is no any consignment will come inside this process.
I'll tell
So
you.
ownership is with only company.
Sorry.
So the ownership of product or a material
Hmm.
is owned by the company.
Material will be in our premises only. In my plant only, the material will be there. Okay, but I'll not do the payment and all. I've shown you.
Without payment, you can use the material.
Whenever you are going to do the payment, tell me when you will do the payment,
After GRN, IR.
right? After the receiving the goods only, you'll do the IR, right? But in the consignment process, there is no IR process in there. I'll just tell you the complete overview. Just understand what is consignment process now. Okay, I'll tell you the prerequisite and everything. So what are all the mandatory fields, everything you have to maintain, and just tell you. So just understood what is consignment process. The material from the vendor will be delivered to our premises only, but the actual ownership lies with the vendor until and unless we'll use the material. The ownership lies with the vendor, but the materials will be in our premises only. Understood?
Hmm.
Wait.
Uh,
Just let me answer. See, this is our plant, right? Just as assume this is my plant in a company. This is the plant, right?
yes.
Or there will be a number of the stores also, storage locations, and for the production also they will make one more store for the whatever the quantities we are receiving from the consignment for the subcontracting process or the different process. There will be the different stores are available in the warehouse. Okay, in the plant. So there will be a number of the stores will be available. Just assume for the consignment store, what will happen? Vendor will deliver the material. Okay, he will deliver the, for example, 10,000, 20,000 material. So that will be in our premises only. In the consignment store, the material will be available. But see, MyGo, the 101K, that is the material document will generate. There is no accounting document. We are not going to pay the amount to the vendor here. Okay, see, in the standard process, what we are doing, once we receive the material from the vendor, after the MyGo transaction, we are doing the MyRo, right? That is the IR process. We need to
Yes.
pay to the vendor, right? But we are not going to do the IR process here. Okay, once we receive the material, this will be in the consignment store. We are not going to do the IR process. Okay, see, from the consignment store, we are transferring the material to the production or else for the own storage. Okay, that time we are transferring from consignment by using the transfer posting, by using 411K, we'll transfer the material from the consignment store to our store. That time only we have to do the payment. Here also there is no IR process is there. Payment will be settled by the other process, that is the MRKO. We are using T code. Okay, there is no IR process here in the consignment process. We are paying the vendor based on the how much the quantity we are using. For example, if I'm using the 5,000 quantity in the 10,000, I'm paying only for the 5,000 quantities. Okay, for that reason we are having the special payment process, that is the MRKO settlement. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just tell you. So what are the pre-request and everything? There is some pre-request are available. Okay. So initial days, I told you like PIR is mandatory for some of the special procurement process. Do you remember? First one, there is consignment. Consignment PIR is mandatory. Without PIR, we are not able to do the PO here. Okay. For standard process, for the subcontracting process, for all those process, there is an optional for the PIR. But when it comes to the consignment process and the pipeline procurement process, PIR is mandatory. Okay. Without PIR, you're not able to perform the PO here. I'll tell you why PIR is mandatory also. And the second prerequisite is item category. That is which, what is the item category here?
Okay.
Key.
Yes. Item category is gray. Okay. And then GR. When we receive the material from the vendor, 101 movement type will happen. That is 101K. And there is no accounting entries will generate here. Why no accounting entries will generate?
Because it's only one kind of stock.
We have not paid the amount. Yeah.
We have directly taken into production, not to stores.
From consignment store only we need to take to the R store or else for the production, right? The fourth prerequisite. So okay, 411K. This we are using for the transfer posting to from consignment to our stock or for the production. Okay. So I'll ask you one more question. So here accounting entries will generate or not? Can you transfer from the consignment store to your own store or else for the production purpose? Accounting entries will generate or not here?
Yes.
because we increase our inventory.
Yes, right. See, in the normal standard process also, when you receive the material to your own storage locations, that time only the accounting entries will generate. Okay. Here also, when you receive the material from the vendor to the consignment store, you will not get the accounting document. Okay. Only you will get the material document generated. That is a GR document. Okay. Once you receive the material from the consignment to your own store or else for the production purpose, that time both the document will generate the material document and then the accounting document. Okay, here also the same thing. I'll just show you in a system also. This is for the transfer posting. For this, we are using the 411K. And one more thing, the last important here is we are not doing the MyReport process. Okay, that is the invoice verification. We are not going to do in the consignment process and the pipeline process. Instead of this, once we use the material, we are settling the payment through the MRKO process. Okay, like this we are doing we'll settle the amount, invoice settling. Okay, after receiving the goods to our consignment store, we are there is no accounting document will generate. Once we use the material from the consignment store to our store, that time both the accounting document and the material document will get generated. That time we have to use the 411K for the transfer posting. Once we utilize the material, whatever the material we are utilizing, right, only for those we need to do the payment. To do the payment, instead of Myro process, we are doing the MRKO process, where we'll settle the amount to the vendor. Okay. These are the prerequisite conditions for the consignment process. The consignment PIR is mandatory, and the item category should use at as and K. And then we have to receive the goods with respect to the 101K. There is no accounting entries will generate. The reason here stock ownership lies with the vendor. And then when we transfer the material from the consignment store to our own store, that time accounting entries will generate. Once we transfer the material from the consignment store to our store, we need to do the payment to the vendor. For the payment thing, we are doing the MRKO process, where we are settling the payment to the vendor. Okay, Manish,
Yes.
understood or not? If you are,
Yeah, little bit.
yeah, will perform in the system. Okay, I know your question.
This consignment store or like warehouse, is it in company premises
Yes, it is in the company premises only.
and total ownership with vendor?
Yeah, but the ownership lies with the vendor. That's what I gave you the example. Okay, see, in the showroom also, the cars will be there in the showrooms, but the actual ownership and the we need to pay to the vendor, right? The actual ownership will lies with the investors only. The investors or the manufacturers only, right? Until and the product will sell to the customer, the actual ownership will lies with the manufacturers only, right? The same thing you can apply that example here in the consignment process. That's why it's called the special procurement process.
But this like consignment process, all plants are not using, no? Like like more major plant or like special product only used for the consignment.
What I told, it is a special procurement process. Okay. In a see in a big company, what they will do, they will make the different stores only for the subcontracting process, for the consignment, for the pipeline process. So if the company is big, they will make the big stores, or else they will follow the normal procedure. Okay, this and all the special procurement process all and all will come in the like the big requirements. If you get the big project requirement, that time only it will be useful. Okay. Well, like
Okay.
for example, 30,000, 50,000, like the 1 crore material like this. So 20,000, 30,000. So what will happen? See, we'll receive the material, but when we are producing the like whenever we are going to produce the material by using that quantities, we may utilize or we may not utilize, right? So instead of taking all the materials for the production purpose, what we can do, we can go with this consignment process, right? We'll take the material to our consignment store. Then whenever it requires to the production thing, we can utilize whatever the quantities we require, right?
Yes.
We can utilize that quantity, and the remaining quantities we can send back to the vendor. We don't need to pay to the vendor also. In the normal process and all, what will happen? Like we need to receive the material, then we need to pay to do the payment also in the standard process and all. Whether we'll utilize the material or we are not utilizing the matter, we are paying to the vendor only, right?
Yes.
But in this process, we can control the wastage, right? Get 10
Yes.
or 20,000 for the big project, it may require the so much quantities. So use this process, consignment process, like take the material to your consignment store. So whenever the production requirement is there, utilize how much quantities the materials is required. So only pay those price. If you are using 500 quantities, pay only for the 500 quantities, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning this is a special procurement process. Okay, so we'll perform in the system also. I'll just make one mistake while performing. First, we have to create the material. This you already know, and then we have to do the vendor also. Okay, so I'll not create PIR now. Just see the changes what you will get.
Ma'am,
Yes, Sukanya.
it is applicable. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. For raw means in every material type like finished, semi-finished goods, finished goods, and raw materials is applied for all or only for the finished product.
See, whatever we are receiving the material is usually raw materials only. Okay. Or else we can utilize for the finished products also. But the major thing is we are taking the raw material to the consignment store. Okay. First, I'll create one material. Okay. Material for consignment. I'll take it is in the feature only. Okay, let me check if the bags are available. Yes, bags are available. I created one material. This is the material. Okay. So what I will do, I'll take this vendor. Okay, I'll not create vendor. I'll just take this vendor. So I'll try to create the PO. Just observe what is the changes you'll get. Without PIR, I'll try to create the PO now. This is the material. What is the info category we need to use?
Okay.
I will do 10,000 bucks. Yes, tell me what is the changes you're getting. I told PIR is mandatory for the consignment process, right? Manish?
Yes, ma'am. Net price
Net
row
price.
is grade.
Net price, currency.
Yeah, currency and the price unit and
Yes. Order price.
net price unit.
See, I can't maintain the price also here. Okay. The currency and everything, the price and the tax, everything we can't able to maintain in the PO if you are going for the consignment
Okay.
process. Okay, that's the reason I told you PIR is mandatory. Okay, we have to create the PIR for this. What is the T code? Okay, for this vendor, just cross check once. Okay, 61 and 44. Okay. Purchase organizations. TP10 under TP10 plant. So info category, I need to select consignment. Okay. It's not on plan delivery time. You have to mention. See here, you have to mention the price. In the PIR, you are going to mention the net price is mandatory. For the PIR, in the PIR also, two things you have to note down. Net price, you have to maintain mandatory. Okay. The reason here is in the PO, net price can't be maintained. Okay. It will be graded out. That's the reason you have to maintain a net price in the PIR itself. And one more thing is mandatory, that is the tax code. Okay. You have to maintain the tax code. Reason here is we are not doing any Miro, right? We are not doing the invoice after receiving the goods from the vendor. So that's the reason you have to maintain the tax code. So whenever we are settling through the MRKO process, right? So if you follow Miro transaction, there will be the tax code and everything where you can fill the all those details. Okay. The thing is we are not going to do the Miro transaction. So directly info record will specify the tax code. Okay. So system will calculate the tax code based on the whatever we are mentioning in the MRKO process. Okay. In a MRKO process also there is no field to maintain the tax code and then a net price. That's the reason you have to maintain net price mandatory in the PIR, and if any tax is applicable. For example, if you are buying the material from the one state to another state, that time the tax code is mandatory. Okay. That's the reason you have to maintain tax code. Okay. Just I'll go with the, see here you can see the tax code, right? As of now, I'll go with the 0% tax code, that is the VO. I'll use zero tax code, but in the real time, if you are purchasing the material from the different state, you have to use based on that, like input CSG and SGST, what they are following the tax code and everything. So you have to proceed that one. But you will be getting the details from the finance team only. You are not going to perform all this tax and all. This and all will be performed by the finance team only. But you should be aware whenever you're doing the consignment process, two things are very important. One is you have to maintain the net price in the PIR itself. The reason here is in the PO, you're not going to, you can't be maintain the PO in the, you can't maintain the price in the PO. Okay, it will be graded out. You will not get the option only to maintain the price. That is the first thing. The second thing is VO, that is the zero tax code I'm using right now, but in a real time it will differentiate. Okay, why we are using the tax code in the PIR itself means we are not going to do the IR process, that is the invoice process. We are not going to do after receiving the material from the vendor. That's the reason whatever the tax code and everything is applicable to the vendor, we need to maintain those details in the PIR itself. Okay, tax code is mandatory. Use VO, that is the zero tax code as of now. Okay. Net price, I'll just maintain 0 rupees. Everything is same. Done. Purchase info record I created. Can anybody notice what is the changes here?
Yes, ma'am.
TP10K.
K.
Yes.
Just like subcontracting L will come here. K.
This is K. For the TP10K we have created, right? Purchase info record. This is the difference. Okay, we have done with the purchase info record also. See, if you're not going to maintain the tax code and the net price in the MRK process, you will face the difficulties. Okay, as of now, the tax code you have to maintain V0, that is a zero tax code, but in a real time, it may differentiate. If you are if you're getting the material from the different state, you have to mention particular tax code. Okay, whatever it is applicable. Usually, it will be done by the finance team, but you should be aware. Net price and tax code is mandatory for the consignment PIR. Okay. So what is the next step? After PIR, what we have to do?
PO.
Me 21 years. Give your vendor. Then 1980. Which material? So how much quantity will order? 1 second. First, I'll select the info category. Okay, I'll select 10,000 bags, 10,000 cement bags. Okay. Okay. And one more thing you have to observe here. What is the changes in the item overview? Here. Compared to the standard process, what is the changes here? Sukanya?
There is no
There is no
tax
taxes.
code.
Sorry?
Tax code.
See, tax code and everything, leave net price and all we have done. For this reason, PIR is mandatory, I told you. I'm asking about this item overview tab here. Can anybody see the changes? Which field is not available here?
Invoice.
Like where can we receive?
Okay.
Ma'am, where means here it will come the storage location.
Storage location and all, everything will come in the GR process. I'm
Here
asking
process of here.
this order.
About like about the pricing, like invoicing, something related.
Condition tab, right?
Condition, yeah.
Correct.
Condition tab. In the condition tab, all the price and everything will be maintained, right? Here it's not going to come. The reason here is the consignment process and it is the non-valuated stock. Okay, we are not going to we have not maintained any price here. So we are paying in the MRKO process. That time only you will get all the valuated details. Okay, that's the reason. So whenever you're doing the consignment PO, there is no condition tab and all the tax code and the net price we are maintaining in the PIR. This is will consider it as the non-valuated stocks materials. Once you've done the payment only in the MRKO process, that time only you will get all those details. Okay. You have to maintain the item category as and K and maintain how much quantity you require. For example, I have maintained 10,000 bags. Like you can consider the cement bags. Okay, just check. I have not done any changes and then see. This is the consignment PO. Okay, so see, we have done with the PO. We have sent the PO copy to the vendor. Vendor will deliver the material to the consignment store. For this, we have to do the MyGo transaction, right? What you have to do, just go for the MyGo. The normal chair and give the PO number. See, material for consignment 10,000 bags. The same moment type it will come, right? 101. See here
Yes.
and see the entries, the one or the moment type K, right?
Yes.
So just give the item over. Okay, the normal process, the 10,000 quantities. So how much quantities you'll receive? From where you have to mention, as of now, mention the storage location only. And then let's know changes. See, item category, you can see consignment. Okay. Yes. That's all. Just check. Document is okay. This is the normal GR. I'll just tell you now. So we have done the GR. Every time what will happen, once we're done with the GR process, we will be getting the accounting documents, right? So I'll just show you whether we'll get the accounting documents or not. Go to display mode. This is the material. This is the material document number, right? Go to the document info. Try to get the FI document. See, no subsequent document found in accounting, right? So you will not get any accounting document here. Okay, just you will get the, while performing the MIGO, the same moment of you will get 101K. The material document will get generated. This is the material document number, that is the GR number, and then there is no accounting document will generate. Okay. Then any doubt here? Manish?
No.
Okay. So I'll just, what I will do, I'll just go on checking the MMDA. See, what is the difference you can see? Initially, what will happen? It will be under our storage location, right? RM00. See, it is under the vendor consignment. 10,000 bags are available under the vendor consignment, right? You have to answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
From the consignment, we will transfer the material to our store. Okay. So for that, what we will do, we'll just do the transfer posting. I'll just write it down here also. What we have performed, PU. And then,
Ma'am,
yeah.
in MIGO only we have mentioned the storage location, right?
See, in MIGO, as of now, we have mentioned the RM00 storage location, but we are performing the consignment process, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but in a real time, it may differ. If you want, if the big company is maintaining the store for the consignment materials only, you have to maintain particularly that location. As of now, it is a practice server. Everything we need to go to the RM00 storage location only, right?
Yes.
So I have taken RM00, but in the system it will show. So it is under the vendor consignment. The reason here is you have done the consignment process, but in the system it will show it is the materials are under the vendor consignment. Okay.
In real time, we don't need to do the transfer posting.
Transfer posting also we have to do. See, in a real time it will vary. Okay, in a real time they will tell you for which location the material, whatever the consignment material we will get from the vendor, right? If the maintaining the different store in a warehouse only, for example, in our warehouse only, they will be maintaining the different stores. Okay, for the consignment material, for the subcontracting, for the standard materials, they are maintaining. Okay, so they will receive to particularly to that storage. So as of now, we have not maintained for the consignment storage. Like if I'm done the storage location for the consignment process, I can use that storage location address here. Everything I am going with the RM00 only, the same storage location only. Okay.
Yes.
But in the system, it will show vendor consignment. See, before while doing the standard process and all, everything, how you will get whatever the quantities will receive from the vendor to the GR process, you will be getting under the storage location only, right here.
Yes, ma'am.
But in here it's showing under the vendor consignment with this storage location under the materials are under the vendor consignment. We need to take this material. So we received the 10,000 quantities. What we will do, we'll receive 5,000 quantities from the vendor. Okay.
Ma'am, consignment store will be owned by is the vendor or the
No, this is our warehouse, right? This is my plant, right?
okay, consignment store is also our plan.
Yes, that's why I mentioned here plant. See, just assume this is our plant.
Okay, but the goods will be owned by the vendor only.
The goods will be available in our warehouse only. Okay, but the ownership lies with the vendor.
So, ma'am, here can also be happen when we are taking the materials from the consignment store if we want. That time also some part can be damaged there, and then we can also send to the consignment store, or we will send directly to the vendor.
In the consignment store only, you can see I have received to the unrestricted in the MyGo. Okay, there also if the products get damaged, and if you wanted to do all those quality check, you can check it there. Okay, the quality unrestricted, the same transaction will be there in the MyGo. If you wanted the material to your consignment without checking the quality and everything, so go to the unrestricted. If you want the material to be, if all the material should be quality check, just check the option quality. Okay, it will go to the quality. Once the quality check is done, then again it will come to the consignment. And then if the quality is not proper, from there only we can send back to the vendor. If the quality is not good. Okay, see, now the consignment is under the vendor consignment. So we'll transfer the material from the consignment store to our store. Okay. What I'll do, just go with the MB1B transaction. MB1B. Or else you can go with the MyGo also. I'm going with the MB1B. So what is the movement type? For the transfer posting, I have given you the movement type.
561.
411.
What is the movement type?
Once, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay.
411, right? 411. Mention that movement type 411, and you have to mention the special stock. We are utilizing for the special stock, right? See, just scroll down here, transfer posting consignment to our own store. Just check this, give enter. From which vendor you're transferring the material? This vendor only, right? Give the vendor address and then the material. So we have ordered, we have received the 10,000 bags, but in 10,000 I will take only 5,000. See, here also the storage location will differ. Okay, the consignment storage location and then the our own storage location, the production, all the location will differ. But here I'm using the same location. Okay, RM00 only I'm using, but in a real time there will be a storage location address is there. RM00, TW00 like that. All the storage bins will be having the numbers. You have to use that locations. Okay, as of now I'm using the same location. Just give enter. Save. This is the transfer posting we have done. I'll just take this number also. TP. So what I will do, I'll just again go on check in the MMB. Mention MMB. The same material, right? This one. Check again. See, from before all these fields are empty, right? Only you can see the 10,000 bags under the vendor consignment, right?
Yes.
Now we have transferred the 5,000 material to our storage location, that is RM00. Okay, RM00, that is under the TP10 in the 1989 company code. So still 5,000 quantities are left over with the vendor. We can take again 2,000 quantities here.
Yes. Yeah.
Now you understand, right?
Yeah.
This is the transfer posting. We have done the transfer posting also. How we need to do the payment to the vendor? We have to pay to the vendor, right? For the 5,000 quantity. We have used the 5,000 quantity now. We have to pay for that money. Given in the prerequisite here.
MK,
Yeah,
MRKO.
MRK.
Yeah. For the payment process, you have to go with the MRKO process. Okay. Just see. MRKO payment process is only for the consignment and the pipeline procurement process. Whenever you are performing the consignment and the pipeline, you have to pay to the vendor by using MRKO transaction only. You are not going to perform the IR. This is the very important question. To confuse you, they will ask. So how you will pay to the vendor? After receiving the goods from the vendor, whether you are doing the invoice or not, you have to tell like we are not going for the invoice verification. Instead of that, we have one more transaction code, that is the MRKO process we are using to settle the payment to the vendor. Okay, this MRKO will be only for the consignment and the pipeline. Apart from the consignment and the pipeline process, you are not going to use MRKO process. Okay, only for the consignment and the pipeline, you are paying to the vendor by using MRKO. Then this you should be aware. See, while we are performing for the consignment, right? So just uncheck this box, consignment under the 1989, for which vendor you are going to pay the money. This vendor, right? Give the vendor address, which plant TP10, and for the which material. For which material, this material you are going to pay to the vendor, right?
Yes.
Yes. We have. See, 1 second. Before doing this, I have to show you the document. Okay, this is the one. So what is the accounting entries you will get? I have to show you that. See, once we done the transfer posting, we'll be getting the accounting document. Okay, just go to the FI document. See here. What is the accounting entries you got?
Cone.
KON. Why BSX?
To settle the KON.
See, KON is okay. Account payable to the vendor. So the why you are getting the BSX?
We have added the material to our inventory.
From consignment store to we have added to the our own store, right? Accounting document will generate. So just I'll write down here BSX. Okay. Once you transfer the material from the consignment store to our own store, you will be getting the BSX. The year KON. Okay. Just this is the accounting entries from consignment store to our own store BSX. So BSX will increase or decrease,
Increase.
right? So what is the accounting entries you will get? BSX
Plus.
plus, in the sense BSX debit, right? KON,
Yes. Minus.
that is credit. Yes. Now you are aware, right? KON and BSX. Okay. This is about the accounting entries. So we'll perform the MRKO process now. Okay. You have to mention the company code, vendor number, and then the plant for which material you're going to pay. And then you have to select while doing the payment for the pipeline procurement, you have to select the pipeline. But as of now, we are doing for the consignment process. Only check this box and uncheck this box. Okay. First, you have to display. There is 2 columns are there in the processing, display and the settle. First, you can go on display here. See, for this company code, for this vendor, this is the material document. So for the 5,000 quantity, you are withdrawn from the vendor consignment. So you have to pay 15,000 amount, right? 5,000 bag you have utilized from the vendor consignment. For 5,000 bag, we have maintained 10 rupees. So that's the reason you are going to maintain 15,000. Sorry, we have maintained 3 rupees, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 5 into 3. 5,000 into 3, you will get 15,000. Okay, see, in the info, what you are getting, not settled. Still, we have not settled the amount to the vendor, right?
Yes.
That's why it's showing not settled. Okay, go back. Just change it here. We are in the display mode. Just go and change the settle mode. Okay, and execute. See, Once we're done with what you're getting, document created. We have settled the price. And one more you can observe, you will go get the document number also. This is the MRKO document number. Okay. If you wanted
Can
to
you show it
the,
once again?
yeah, I'll show you one second. See. This is the accounting entries you will get once you've done the payment.
Yes.
Okay, that is the key. I'll show you one sec. Okay, I'll take 2000 quantities now. Okay, extra. So what is the we have to do the transfer posting. Okay, MB 411. What I have to maintain?
Special stock.
Okay. Okay, from which vendor? From this vendor, I'm going to take them. So how many quantities are available under the vendor consignment?
5,000.
5,000. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just take 2,000 quantities now. Once you're done with the transfer posting, go and check MMB. See, 2,000 we have transferred again to our inventory. So still 3,000 quantities are available under the vendor consignment. For this 2,000, we'll do the payment MRKO process. Okay, so again you have to mention all these details. Give vendor. Once you go to the MRKO, you will get this screen. Company code will be the 1989. Give the vendor number, and then plant you already know TP time. For which material you are going to pay the amount. For this material you are going to pay the amount, right?
Yes.
Okay, what I'll do before doing the settlement, so I'll check. Okay. For this material, we already paid once, right?
Yes.
Yes. Shall we check? Did we paid or not? Just see, we have settled to this vendor for the 5,000 quantity, 15,000 we already settled for this material to this vendor. This is the display. What you have to do, display under the display options. Before it was selected two options. So what I've done, I've just unchecked the first box, withdrawals not settled. Okay, whatever the amount we have settled to this vendor before for this material, if you wanted to check the details, just check this box, settled withdrawals, and execute. The previously we have paid 15,000 amount for the 5,000 bags for this vendor, right? So you can see the information here. Okay.
Yes.
So now we're going to settle for the 2,000 quantities. See, 2,000 still we have not settled now for this material. What we will do, just check this. It's in a display mode. Just check this settlement. See, once again, you have to observe here. There is no document number available as of now, right? Once you settle the payment only, then only the document number will get generated here. Okay, we are in the display mode. What I'll do, I'll just check settle box. See, settle, and then execute. Now document created, and you will get the document number also. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
If you wanted to check the accounting entries once you're done with the payment, you can go and check it here. Okay. So 2,000 quantities we have taken from the consignment. For that we have maintained 3 rupees. 2,000 into 3, 6,000 rupees. Okay. You will be getting the transaction key as an KBS. That is the vendor for the accounts payable. This is how we have to do. So we'll do this one more steps here. So we have done the transfer posting, right, for the consignment store to our own store. Material got generated and then accounting document get generated. Okay. So what will happen if you directly want the material to your direct for the production purpose? You have to use 201K or 261K. Okay, or else from your own store to production, then you can do MB1A. There is no special stock from you. The reason here is already the stocks are available in our storage location. So directly we are transferring from our storage location to the production storage location. Okay, so that's why you are not going to mention any special stock here, 201 and then the 261. And then if you want to transfer the issue the goods from the consignment store to the directly for the production, you can go with this movement types 201K and 261K. Here also the material document and the accounting document will get generated. Okay, here you'll get the GBB accounting entries. Why?
That is consumption account entry.
Yes. So do this from your side. Goods issue, you have to use the MB1A from consignment store to your store and go with the 201K and 261K. Observe the accounting entries. Take this chart, it will be very helpful once you revise the consignment. Whenever you are going to revise the consignment process, you will get the broad idea. If you have this, take this.
Mansa,
Yeah,
can you maintain here MRK also for the payment?
here. So I need to mention here a lot.
Yes.
Okay, once you're done with, okay, I'll just maintain here. Once you're done with your own store, then you have to do the MRKO process. MRKO for this you already know BSX, K1 and GBP. These are the accounting entries. Only the positive, negative, credit and debit you have to maintain. Once you transfer the material from the consignment to own store, KON will get credit and BSX will get debit. Once you issue the material from the consignment store to the production, so KON will get credit and the GBP will get debit. Done.
Yes.
Sukanya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Any doubt in the consignment process? Yes, Manish, Sukanya, Sneha, Srinivas, Monika, any doubts?
Once if we are using consignment process and after that we receive the material in our own store, so from that we can also return the product to vendor or not?
See, in the consignment store only we have the options. Okay, while performing the MyGo transaction only, there only if you want to send back to the vendor or else for the quality check or for the inspection, there only you have to do under the MyGo transaction. Okay, whatever the materials is required for the production or for the your utilization, that time only you have to do the transfer posting. Okay, by using the 411K. If you want to return the material from to the vendor, return from the consignment store only. If any quality issue, if any damaged issues, if anything is there like that, return from consignment store.
Okay, but like if something happened after transferring to our own store, like get damaged any of material, so is that any option that we can return from own store?
While transfer posting, as of my knowledge, we have to transfer from the consignment store only. But when we receive the material to our store, then if it gets damaged, I need to check that.
Okay.
Usually we are doing from the consignment store only, but I'll check with the seniors if it's possible or not. I'll just check with that.
Okay.
Yes, Manish.
No, I don't have.
Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Srinivas.
Uh, in this chart, we
Hmm.
have sent the material to our store. Instead of this, we can directly send the material to production by using
Yes, good.
201K. Okay.
I have mentioned the movement type also, 201 and 261K.
Yes. Manish.
You can use that.
After that, we have to do again MRQ.
Yes.
Okay.
Perform to also. First perform to your own store, and then if you want the material from consignment store to the production directly, use 201 or 261K and then perform the MRKO settlement. And see the accounting entries, what your accounting entries you'll get.
Okay.
You'll get KON credit and GBB debit.
Okay.
And once you done the MRKO, the payment settlement, there also document number will get generated, right? I've shown you the KBS will come into picture.
Yes.
Yeah, that also you have to observe. Yes, any doubt?
No.
Okay, I think Sukanya is, you have to present your screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll wind up for today. We'll continue tomorrow. If you don't have any questions, you can leave for today. And the one